it's me. If you hear that noise, it's just my ice cubes. I'm sorry. Today we have here a nice, like my Descendants videos. Well, not all of them, but the Rise of Red ones, where I open the doll and then I talk about my thoughts on the movie or the characters. It's not really a review of the movie, they're just my nitpicks of the movie, and then I show you the doll up close. So it is a review of the doll, but it is not a review of the movie, okay? First, some disclaimers. I'm drinking water, so if you hear me sipping on my ice cubes, I'm sorry, but I need to not be thirsty for this. And secondly, my usual microphone I use for my IRL style videos is currently in the hands of the one and only Spot Puppy, because I lent it to her and we both forgot that she had it. So I'm using the microphone I use when I record gaming videos. So if it sounds different, that's why. Anyways, let's start with this. I'm gonna start by showing you the outside of the box, and later we can get to everything else. And I'm gonna probably accidentally hit the tripod like I always do, and the computer microphone is right there. So if she peeks into frame and you see like a weird colorful thing, it's just her, so ignore her. So let's start with the box. This is the outside box. So this is a collector doll. I think she as in Snow White live action didn't get any Playline dolls, which is pretty disappointing. I didn't bother to check, but the Mattel made a what's it called, a doll of both Snow White and the Evil Queen. So obviously I chose to get Snow White. So here's, it's gonna have to be sideways, I'm sorry. Disney collector, and it has a picture of an apple, and the vines with flowers. I'm pretty sure these are probably like apple flowers, or like an apple tree or something. I'm sure that's probably what it is. I don't know what it is, but that's what I think it is. It says Disney Snow White with the logo for the new movie, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the new logo, right? And it says Maytold there. The sides of the box just continue the pattern of what I'm guessing is an apple tree. This is the this is the box's right side or left side. If you're looking at it like this is the left side. I'm gonna try to not hit the microphone. And this is the right side. I like this box, but I have nitpicks. First of all, it's nice because it looks like the night scene. It's not night. It just turns really dark. The scene where she runs away from the hunter, actually it's more like the hunter lets her run away. Where it turns really dark and the trees all turn really scary. It looks like that, so it's nice. And I like the apple thing because it's obviously Snow White. But I feel like it doesn't have to do with anything with Snow White herself. So it is a nice box to just have displayed. But yeah, I feel like it could have had something more exciting on the front. This part is like 3D. You see, it comes off, not comes off, it like, it's glossy, so the apple and these light parts are glossy, which is really nice. The logo I think is also 3D, but it's not glossy. So if you run your hand over it, you can feel it, but it's not glossy. Here's the top, it's just more night. Here's the bottom, it's just information. And here's the back. I'm gonna read it out to you. Just says, it's just more vines. They're not connected to anything, they're just vines. And it says Disney collector, and it says Mattel, and it has Mookie logo there. I'm gonna put it over there so you can see the text. Up here where you can't see, there's just the Snow White logo again, and then down there it says Snow White, haunted by her jealous wicked stepmother, Snow White joins forces with miners and a group of rebels and finds the strength and courage to overthrow the evil queen and become the leader of this once joyful prosperous land, which is just the plot of the new movie. Okay, so let's still looking at the box. Let's take this off because this is just the outside box. When I bought this doll, I thought it was just gonna be like this part. I didn't know it would have like these two, like this shoebox basically. This is the doll shoebox. I didn't know it would have it. So I was like, oh, where am I gonna keep that? Anyways, let's remove it. So this is the inside of this part of the box. The other part is just blank because the doll is against that part, so you're not meant to take that part away if you're gonna keep the doll in box. But this is this side. This side, I don't even know what it is. It's just flowers. This has nothing to do with her. Like, what even is this? It's nice, and you're probably never gonna see it unless you display your doll like this. So, you know, it's whatever. You can. I guess it's nice that they even put something there in the first place, and it's not just blank like the other side. Surprise! I got this doll last week. I was so excited for her, and I just took her out. So yeah. So I already took her out of the box, but I'm still gonna recreate for you what it was like to open her and, like, you know, the box. You will have pictures of what I was doing, so you can see I'm not lying to you. And back here there's nothing. It's cover, and you can just remove it. It's not attached to anything. It's not glued down. It's just a piece of plastic that fits in there. So then you can just remove this part. And you have this. You, in theory, could also just, I don't know, display this part only with the doll inside, but I feel like it would look a little derpy, especially because it can't stand by itself. I feel like it would be even heavier with the doll inside. And then the back, there's no back because the back is the shoebox, so here's just packaging of the doll. So if you have her against the wall, it would look nice. But on any other scenario, I don't think it would be a good choice to only have this part. This is the inside of the box. It's mostly good. It's only broken in one part that you're probably gonna see where. But it's just a nice. I like the. It's just the forest, but I like how the outside of the box. I'm gonna put it sideways so you can see all of it. The outside of the box is just like the night, not the night, the darkness. It wasn't nighttime. The darkness of, like, when she was running away. But then this side is, it's a little bit like dark, but then it goes into like a nice bright part of the forest, which is like, you know, where she gets saved by the animals and they like help her find, like, you know, the cottage. So yeah, this is the inside of the box. I'm gonna tell you how I open this doll. So when you're opening this doll, you're gonna see these red threads everywhere. So all of the red strings that you're gonna see, like, throughout the sides, I pulled most of them out, but like they're through the back here and like on the bottom, all of those attached to the cloak. I would recommend, it doesn't matter when you cut them because they're not attached to the doll herself, so you could just leave them there. And then because the cloak itself, I'm gonna grab the cloak, I'm gonna show it to you close to there. It was not on the doll, it was behind this packaging. I'm probably gonna put the picture. So it doesn't matter when you cut it because you'd still have to remove the doll first and then pull. See that you removed all of the threads that attach it and then pull it from underneath this. So you can leave those or you can cut those, it doesn't matter because it's not gonna fall out. And then the doll herself was just attached by, like, I call them belts. And they're like on the Descendants dolls too, if you've opened one of those, but I call them the belts. And then in theory, you could just finagle it and pull it out without having to cut anything. I personally cut all of the thick parts off and just like remove them. She had them around her feet. They're still in here. So this is what the belts look like. At least the whole part, and this would be the thick part. So she had one around each of her ankles, and what I did for those, because they were like really tight, I just pulled her dress up, because her dress was in a way. I pulled it up and then I grabbed it and I pulled it really far away from her, because these ones are like flexible, you know. I pulled it really far away from her and I cut them really carefully. But like, be careful, because her shoes have ribbon on them and I don't want you to accidentally cut the dress or the ribbon. She had one around her waist. That one was also easy because she doesn't have like hair on the waist, so you just have to make sure you don't accidentally cut any part of the dress. She had around her arms, but those ones, I think they were, I don't know how they were attached, but I literally, you can see it like in the video, I pull her like forward, like through the arms, and they literally detach, not from hair but from the box. So you can just pull her forward, and those ones will still be attached to her arms, but then like, because her arm is out of the box, you can just like pull it forward and cut the belt or like remove it, whatever you want. And then I'm pretty sure those were all the ones she had. But if she has any other, then you can do the same for the other. Just pull it up the thick part away from her really carefully, and then cut and try to not get anything stuck. She didn't have any T-ties on the dress, if that's something that worries you. There were no T-ties on the cape, not a cape, hood. There's no T-ties on her hood or on her dress. She only had T-ties on the back of the head. She has 3, which is a whole lot. But when I was cutting her, I'll put the picture, I was pulling her head forward and cutting them from behind her like this, so you don't have to remove this part of the packaging, which is what I was trying to do, so I wouldn't leave any holes. But when I was pulling her, when I was cutting the one on this side, this one, she just came off because the one on the back of her head didn't actually go through her head, I think, or was like broken already or something. So it wasn't attached to her, it just came off. So maybe that'll happen to you and you'll only have 2 to cut off 2, but if you don't, if you cut the ones on the side, then you'll just be able to like pull her up and try to do it from underneath her, or pull her forward and try to do it from behind her. I don't think you have to remove the box, this part, for that. So but just be careful, of course, with the hair. And other things, the birds, the apple, oh yeah, the apple was like on the packaging. If you've seen my Bridget video, it's like a thing where it like clasps around the hand, and it's just like around the accessory, and you can just really easily pull it off of their hand. I think it had like rubber bands. I'm pretty sure she had rubber bands somewhere else, I don't remember where, but you can easily pull it off and forget about it. And then the birds, she comes with birds. The birds were here and here, and they weren't T-tied on, they were just rubber banded on. But I struggled a lot because I couldn't see what they were doing. They have 1 rubber band each, and like their butts, you can't see very well, but there's like holes for their feet and their butts. Their butts are through there and they're rubber banded onto it, so you have to remove the rubber band, but it was like on a lot of parts. So I think I ended up just, yeah, I was just there for a really long time trying to remove the stupid birds. Anyways, that's for the doll. The thing that did happen is over here where this part is was the base, the bottom of the base. It's hidden behind her dress on the box. The base over here, you can see I accidentally made a hole. I don't know how that happened, because the base also just has a belt around it. One of these just had a belt and it was easy. The top part of the base was the hard part because it was over here, and I couldn't figure out how to open it, because if you try to pull it from underneath, it would hit these, and I didn't want to remove that, so I decided to just pull it from underneath, and it did cause this tear. It's not the worst tear possible if you're not worried about like this part of the box, but if you are worried about the whole integrity of the box, I think I just recommend trying to remove this part so you can pull it up. But if you're like me and you're like, I can hide it, then you can just pull it out from underneath really carefully, or you can figure out how you're actually meant to remove the base, because I couldn't figure it out. Here's the back. You can see a bunch of holes. Those holes are just for the thread. You can see like red steel stuck to this one, I think. So yeah, the holes are just for the thread, and these big ones are for the belts, and these parts are these ones are just the ones that are holding this and the birds like perches down onto the box. So really it's not that bad. It did take me like, personally, because I had no idea what I was doing, it took me like 20 minutes to do it, but in reality it'll, if you're being really careful, it'll take you like 5. So yeah, now I'm gonna bring you the lady, because she's the lady of the hour and she's not even here. Where is she? I'll bring you the lady. Here she is. Freaking gorgeous, so beautiful. I don't know if you can see her face, but there she is. So I'm gonna do a close-up of her accessories first, but she's gonna be back there. First off, where did I put the birds? Oh, I'm sitting on them, I'm sorry. So here's the birds. She comes with 2 birds. I thought she only came with 1, to be honest, and honestly I think she should have only come with 1 and a different accessory, because I'm pretty sure these are the exact same birds. Yeah. So if you're gonna leave her in box, it's nice, but if you're gonna pull her out of the box, now you have 2 of the same bird. They come with a hole on their feet, because I'm pretty sure you're meant to like perch them on her hands. I haven't tried it yet. Put their butts there somehow. Oh, I did it. There we go. Yeah. They perch on her fingers like that. Right now he looks a little crazy because I put him backwards by accident. And she doesn't need 2 of the same bird. You're gonna pull her out of the box, because all they do is this. And only one fits under one hand, and I don't know if you want to have your Snow White with 2 birds like this. It will look a little silly, and you wouldn't have space for the other accessory. The other bird fell under my bed, so I'm just gonna put this one over there. The other accessory she comes with is still... So this is the packaging it comes from. Right now it's sideways because I tried to pull it out and failed. But the apple would come like this on her hand, inside of the packaging. So here's the apple she comes with. But you can, it's nothing special. It's just an apple. It doesn't. It really is just an apple. I don't know what to tell you. It's just an apple. It has a hole for her fingies. You can put it on, and now she's holding her apple. So that's the accessories that aren't clothes that she comes with. I'm gonna show you the other thing because I completely forgot about it. But the certificate comes with a certificate that says you didn't make a fake. So yeah, the certificate is not attached to anything. It's just on the back of the box. It literally is just there like this. So yeah, you don't have to fight with it. You can literally just grab it and remove it, and it's just a piece of cardboard, whatever. Just so if you sell her, I guess they know it's not a fake or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's look at the doll herself. Give me that, my lady, thank you. I'm gonna bring her so you can see her face. Here is Snow White. She is gorgeous. Obviously the face is just, there's no exciting makeup or anything. It literally is just like Rachel Ziegler, or is it Ziegler? I don't know, it's one of those. On really simple Snow White makeup. But obviously that's completely fine because I don't imagine Snow White is known for her really eccentric makeup. So yeah, the face, freaking gorgeous, that's beautiful. The hair, I see, I'm gonna talk about the hair later. Here, she comes with this necklace, which is a necklace that her dad gives her in the movie because she has parents now. It's not focusing. It's not gonna focus, but it doesn't say anything. In the movie, it says like the slogan that her dad had, like "Be kind, fair, and true," or something like that. And on the other, it doesn't say anything. It's just scribbles. But it is really nice that I included it because this is a really nice necklace. Only issue with the necklace is that it comes crooked in the packaging. It was crooked. I had to lift up the there's an elastic here. You can't really see it, but there's an elastic here and here. Holding the necklace down, and I think it wasn't just the elastics. I think that like this part of the necklace, like the hinge, not a hinge, but like the thing that's holding the pendant to the chain was also like crooked, so I had to like stay there for a second and like genuinely just move it around so it would lay kind of flat. It's not completely flat because it is going sideways, but like genuinely if you wanted to like completely flat, I think you would have to be there for like a few minutes trying to make it like completely flat. I don't know what material it is. I think it's just like really shiny plastic, and like, so this part is thread. See the chain is thread, and this part is probably just like plastic. I think it looks good, to be honest, so I'm glad they figured out how to make it look good even if it's a bit crooked. This freaking like corset thing is so freaking beautiful. The threads and like the belt. Here are the sleeves. She does have plastic under here, and she also has it on her knees. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, that's on her knees. Probably for packaging reasons, I won't remove it from mine because I don't want to remove her clothes. So yeah, in her sleeves have like these. They're red on the inside on the cuff, and she has these cute little freaking ribbons like the ones on her thing. This dress is perfect. I'll show you the skirt now. Oh, her color, this thing, it also looks really good. I like how it looks on the doll. Here is the dress. It's yellow, and you can't see it really well on camera because it refuses to focus. But it has patterns on it, so it's like it's 3 layers. It's this like sheer yellow one. I think it's kind of, I'm gonna put my hand. It's kind of sparkly, I think, but not like it has glitter in it. I think it's just like shiny. And then there's another layer that has like this pattern. I think it's like a grapevine. It looks really nice. Not like this, but like with this sheer thing on top, it looks really nice. And then it has another layer underneath that's also yellow. And it's just like a really nice shiny fabric. So that's her dress. I think it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I love this dress so much. It's freaking gorgeous. And I'll show you the shoes. Let me take off her base so she can move her legs. So here's the shoes. One's already untying, but here's the shoes. They're flat with yeah, they have like something like quote unquote carved, because I'm guessing they're like, you know, in the movie it would have been carved if it was a real shoe. You can't see it, but yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just a nice flower thing, and then it has a hole for the ribbon so that her shoes have real ribbon. Since it's just one crisscross, they're probably really easy to tie. They already come tied, but as you can see, one's already untying. So yeah, those are the shoes. They're really nice. I like that they made them red because the OG Snow White shoes are also yellow. So you can't, you're not supposed to draw attention to the shoes, but you know. It's nice that they're like unique now, you know. I do like the shoes, and I like that they're flat and they're not heeled. Here's the hair. It's basically the hairstyle like you expect from Snow White. The trade-off is that this is completely gelled down everywhere. There's like not a single part that isn't gelled down, which is completely fine because obviously you would need gel to hold up a hairstyle like this if you wanted to look an exact way. But the trade-off is that you basically have no hair. And I do think that the most quote-unquote factory error could come from the hair, because I feel like these curls, mine are a bit, they're not perfect, let's say. So I do have a feeling like these back curls too, that some Snow White may come with a bit of a crooked hair situation, which would be bad because since this is Brock, I literally don't know how you would fix it. And as for her cute little headband, I'm pretty sure it's just like a piece of ribbon with a bow that's sewed into the head. Like this, I think it's literally just ribbon, and then you can see there's a stitch on the side there of either side of her head. There's a stitch there, so I'm pretty sure it's just ribbon that's just sewn into her head. And this is a two-way thing, because like it's nice that it's not an obvious tie, and it's like really nice and subtle, and like it's nice that it's just a ribbon, because then it can be really dainty even though it's the doll scale and it's not like a really thick headband that's like the trade-off is, I honestly don't know. If you didn't want it, I honestly don't know how you would take it off other than just going in and just ripping it off, honestly. So if you don't want the ribbon, I'm sorry for you. I'm gonna do one more so you can see how gorgeous this dress is. Look how beautiful it is. So shiny. And oh yeah, here's how it opens. It opens on like the top, and then you would have to just remove her top and then like slip her legs out of the skirt, so the skirt doesn't open. The collar does open. The collar isn't sewn together, so yeah, you can just remove the velcro and then remove the sleeves and then just slip her out of the dress, and then remove the plastic or like elastics, or I don't know, change her dress or whatever you want to do with her. If you buy her, she's your doll. I am in love with her. She's so freaking gorgeous. I'm just one more. Oh yeah, another thing. Mine's dress came a bit wrinkly in the back. I'm not sure if it was caused because, as I said, I pushed the dress up like this so I could get to the shoes, so I could cut the belts off. So I'm not sure if it was caused there or if it was because of the packaging, because it has to lay flat like this behind, you know, basically on top of the packaging. So yeah, basically this dress comes flat and a bit wrinkly. If you mind a bit of the wrinkliness, then watch out for that, because I have a feeling that most of them come with a wrinkly dress. I'm gonna lay her down so we can look at her base. Her base is this simple, I'll say it, simple design, white. It's not exciting, and it's just a clear thing. It's clear like this. It goes like this, so you know, just stick it in there. Try to make sure it gets on the leg. Yeah, once it gets on the leg, you'll feel it. You basically just lock in the other leg and ta-da! She can stand! This is nice. Oh, you can see the microphone. Oops, sorry. As I was saying, This is nice because it's easy for beginners. I have a feeling that like saddle stands are tricky because you have to balance her, like, you know, on top of her crotch, you know, you have to balance her crotch there. So I think this one is nice because it's simple and it looks pretty. The only trade-off I think it's that because her shoes are not heeled, oh, I'm gonna put it up. Her feet look like this. They're not, they're never gonna lay flat on the stand, to be honest. It may be me doing it wrong, but yeah, I think she's never gonna be able to stand flat on it, and she'll always have space underneath her feet. Because you can kind of see it, honestly, from underneath the dress, because you can see her feet. Not only because you can see her feet, but also because they're red, so you can't see it underneath the dress. So if that bothers you, you'll have to figure out the stand situation. But I have a feeling that, you know, a lot of people that get those with dresses already have a way they can pose them, but if you don't, the stand is nice. The other thing is that she doesn't fall off, like she doesn't topple over, so it's kind of easy for her to be crooked because if she's too to the side, I guess what I'm saying is the base works too well, because if she's too to the side, she stays up, or too forward, she stays up, or like too back, she also stays up. So it's kind of hard to find a way for her to be completely center. Other thing is that you can't, because her thighs have to be locked around the base, so you can see. She can't really move her legs. She does have knees, so you could bend her knees up and down, but like her leg itself would not be able to like move up or down with this base, which is just, it's a thing, because I'm guessing that a lot of people with dresses don't post them super exciting, but that's a thing. If you really like posting your dolls, see, she's crooked. I don't know how to make her look like so you can't really. There we go. I think she's fine now. I can't talk about like body molds because I don't know, but if you look up her skirt, she does have molded on underwear, which I think she shouldn't have because she's wearing a dress and she's a collector level doll. And in my opinion, I don't think collector level dolls should have molded on underwear, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, that's the doll. And oh, the last thing, I almost forgot about this. Her cloak. This is gorgeous. It goes really wide, and the hood can actually go over her head, which is mostly because her head isn't super fucking big, but you know. So it comes already tied in the box, so you do have to untie it yourself. So if you're bad at untying knots, watch out. You can just like, but it's really easy. You can just put it over her shoulders and tie it. The only thing is that it will crush the collar, so be careful with that. Try to make it center because it's so big, it can go sideways, and then you have to tie the little ribbon. Ta-da! She has her hood on, and then you can just slip it over her head. She's so fucking gorgeous. I think mine's crooked. Oops. More like that. It doesn't completely lay flat. Like, if it's not snug, it's loose, which it was loose in the movie. Move her back. There we go. It was loose in the movie, but it looked, because of the way, you know, the fabric falls, it falls like this on the actress. It looks good, but on the doll, it's more like you could just punch this up. So if that annoys you, you can just have the hood down. Oop. There you go. And then you can just have the cloak, or you could just not have the cloak at all and you can just leave it in the box. It's your choice. So this is the doll. I freaking love this doll. I'm gonna talk to you. Personally, I don't care about Disney is so bad that I feel like I need to have an opinion on the existence of live action movies. Like if I watch one and I think it's bad or good, obviously I will have that opinion, but I don't have really an opinion on them making them. I think it's boring, but I just don't care what they do. But I cared this time because fun fact about me, fun fact about me, Snow White is my favorite Disney princess, and if I wasn't a big fan of Descendants, then Snow White would be my favorite movie basically from Disney, because I don't care about movies. So yeah, I love Snow White so much, and I was worried about this movie, to be honest, because I don't want to talk about the evil queen, so that will always be an issue in this movie, but you know. I saw that people had issues with the hair and the dress. I think people having issues with the hair or the dress were just people that never liked Snow White's original look, probably. Like, not hate it, but they didn't like it. Only part that worried me was the plot, because obviously I like the first movie. I enjoy what happens in it, you know. I just didn't know how they would change it, because I knew they would change it, and I agree with them changing it. It's a few things. Ignore my glass, I'm just drinking water. Snow White has limitations in its plot. A lot of there, like, I'll talk about it later, but you know, there's not a whole lot, and that's because obviously it was limited by being the first ever, you know, feature-length animated movie, I think. So obviously it doesn't have a very intricate lore plot. So, but this, a modern movie, I felt like they obviously would add a lot, which they did, and as well as like changing the way Snow White acts. I didn't know how they would go about it, you know, so I was worried about that, because obviously she deserves to be a strong woman, because, you know, I don't want to say it's not 1937 or whatever, but I wouldn't say she was waiting for her prince to come fix everything, but that was mostly just because this original Snow White movie didn't present anything to fix. Like, all what happens to her isn't really an issue to her. It's just more so like it happens, you know. They changed a lot, and I like the things that they changed, because, and I wouldn't say it's an issue to me, but I do think it's a problem in a way that the original Snow White has, that it's empty. It's so, that movie is empty, and I think if they could have had more characters, they would have had more characters, but I think it was an issue of the, I don't know, technology of the time, where there's no one in this movie. Like, it's kind of, I like, to me, I like it because it adds to the vibe the movie has, but there's the queen that lives in a castle that oversees nothing. Like, there's nothing, and it's just attached to a forest, and there's not like a village nearby, or like a kingdom or queendom or whatever. There's nothing. There's just the castle, the queen, here, the princess in quotes, I'm not really sure, you know, I think the evil queen has always been Snow White's stepmother, but like in the original they don't really explain why or like what level Snow White has. So I don't know, it's just the queen, a girl, the hunter that comes basically out of nowhere because there's no village. So like there's just the forest, where does he come from? And then there's the prince, And it's even more, why are you even here? Why is he there? Like, 100%, he's just there for no reason. Like, where does he even come from? Like, when the movie ends and Snow White leaves to the prince, where the hell do they go? Like, the prince genuinely comes out of nowhere in the movie. Like, Snow White is chilling, doing her chores, and all of a sudden the prince is like, by the way, I'm a character in this movie, and it's like, who are you? Like, I love him, but like, genuinely, who are you? So I like in the new movie, the IRL movie, that they added so many more characters. Like, they added Snow White's original parent, not original, her actual biological parents, let's say. They added them so you can see, like, I don't know, where she came from, like where her kindness came from, because in the original movie you don't know her at all. She just appears and she's just like a nice girl that lives with a bitch. So in this movie you can see why she feels the need to be so kind, and you can see her parents, and you can see her kingdom, queendom question mark, which I think is the most important part that they added. The plot is that Snow White, decides that, she doesn't want to see her kingdom that was once, and you see it in the flashback, so kind and beautiful and whatever, be destroyed by the evil queen. So she decides to start doing things for her, and that's why she becomes more beautiful, because not only she's beautiful on the outside, but also on the inside, because she has morals. So that's why she becomes more beautiful. And like, at the end of the movie, the whole point isn't to kill, the evil queen, it's to take back her kingdom, because that's what she actually wanted the whole time. This Snow White actually has, a reason to be doing things, and that's another thing. The original Snow White more so just has things happen to her, and like, she does things in her situation, like vibe with the dwarves, and, be with the prince or whatever. So I thought that was nice. Personally, I thought that added a whole lot. Anyways, other things, I think this isn't an issue, because if it's an issue, then it's an issue. The original movie had to. The songs weren't catchy. I don't think anyone's gonna be singing it like they sang Let It Go. It's not really an issue of this movie specifically, because honestly, the original Snow White songs weren't catchy either. Obviously, they weren't trying to be catchy back then, but I still think they're not catchy now. Let's talk about the prince. No, next. I don't hate him in a way that it's like, no, he came out of the movie. No, he's fine in the movie. I get his purpose. I get why he's that way, because the new prince, I'm gonna explain him to you. He breaks into Snow White's castle to steal potatoes, basically, and she lets him go because he's from like a band of people that are outside of the kingdom, because they've basically lost their livelihood thanks to the evil queen's terrible ruling. So he's stealing things, and she lets him go, which is why she starts becoming more beautiful than the queen. But then this stupid fucking guy, because they live in the forest, and Snow White runs into the forest. When she runs away, she finds this guy, and he's such a fucking ass to her. Like, he low-key is nice to her, because she realizes that because in the castle he's like, you should do more, because I know you're against her, so you should do more. And now she's out here trying to do more, but he's like so mean to her. They sing these stupid fucking songs. I hate songs like these. I hate them so much, about like, oh, your problems are lesser because they're girl problems. And she's like, my girl problems are actually trying to save the kingdom here. Hello. But then they get into a fight. The the people, they get into a fight with the knights that are trying to catch Snow White so the queen can kill her, and they fight and he gets hit for her, and like they're like, because Snow White, instead of running away, comes back to fight with them as well so they can win. So he's like, oh my gosh, she came back for me, and she's like, oh my gosh, he took an arrow in the chest for me. It's not bad, I just don't like the guy. I don't like him. I like this scene. There's this scene where they're like trapped in the dungeon and the hunter is trapped down there too. And I'm honestly shocked that they didn't just kill off the fucking hunter, but he's trapped in the dungeon with the guy, and the hunter is like, fuck this shit, and the guy is trying to escape because he knows, he wants to warn Snow White that the queen is going for her and knows where she is. They're like trying to escape, and the hunter's like, dude, give up, you've been doing that for like, I don't know, a while. And the dude is like, I gave up hope once too, but Snow White gave me all of that back by, you know, blah blah blah. I don't remember what they said, I saw this movie 2 weeks ago. So, and the hunter gets like inspired by like remembering like what Snow White was like, because, you know, the hunter lets Snow White go for a reason and doesn't just kill her, you know. So he's like, you know what, you're right, and they both pull the chains together so that the guy can escape and go warn Snow White. Obviously by that point it's too late and she's fucking dead. But, you know, it was a really nice scene. I like the guy, I think he starts out bad because he's in a bad situation, you know, and obviously you're not gonna be the fucking perfect prince when you're poor, living in the forest, trying to fight for the cause of a king you don't know if he's dead or not, you know. So obviously he's not gonna be very nice, but to be honest, he should have been nicer in my opinion. Not exactly like the original prince, but I don't know, because this is Snow White. He knows it's the daughter of the king he's trying to fight for, and he's being a bitch to her for no reason, and then they fall in love for lame reasons, and it's true love. Other thing, this isn't a nitpick, I don't think it's bad, I think it's good, but I thought it was funny, you know how in the original Snow White, the dwarves just randomly have a human-sized coffin, glass coffin to put her in. It's so fucking random, like, okay, you just had that, okay. And in this version, they just put her on a rock, which in my opinion is even funnier. Like, I don't know, why would you need to do that if you, like, they just put her on a rock like this. And honestly, I get why they would change it so that the dwarves don't just look like they kill beautiful women on the regular, but it looks, it's I don't know, like, if you lived in a forest with you and your brothers, I'm not sure, and you came across a dead body, wouldn't you just bury it? Even if it was a beautiful princess that you admired, I don't think you would go through all the trouble of putting her on a rock so everyone can see her dead body for a few days and then you can bury her. Like, at least with the coffin, when they have her there, it's like, okay, they're just there before they bury her, but with the rock, it's just a fucking rock. Basically, OG Snow White or live action Snow White, and I'm gonna say, like, if you are someone that loves the original Snow White and you know you're not going to enjoy the changes made, don't go watch it, because obviously you're just going there to be a bitch. Like, if you're not going to go there with an open mind, like, okay, yeah, the plot's gonna change, then don't even go. Like, there's no point in you going. Just stay at home and enjoy the original Snow White, you know? And if you're someone who doesn't even fucking like Snow White in the first place, not even the original, and you're just gonna go to be like, ugh, this movie still sucks, then don't go either, because you're just going there to be a freaking hater. And it's not that you can't hate things, it's just that there's always a better use of your time on Earth than trying to drag things down for no reason, right? if you're going there to genuinely go critique the movie and you didn't like it, obviously that's completely fine. Like, really, in the end, it doesn't matter, because in my opinion, like, the versus does not matter, because I think Snow White was a movie that needed to be not better, but like more, obviously this is also because, of its age and limit that it has. It's just simple, but it's so popular, because it's a Disney movie and it's always gonna have that name, and you're gonna think, oh yeah, Snow White. So I think there's movies that don't need more of them, because there's live action movies that obviously are just the same movie, but now there's less whimsy in it because it's not animated with care for, animation or whatever. But this one, I think, you could add so much more to the original Snow White, and that is what they did. Is it perfect? I don't think so. I don't think it could ever be a perfect movie, because in the end it's still going to just be Snow White, and I think Snow White isn't for everyone. And would I, if I had made the changes they have made, would I have done them the exact same way? No, but that's because not all of us are movie writers for Disney, for a reason. And honestly, people are mad at the wrong things. There's so many reasons you can be mad at this movie, but Rachel Zegler's existence is not one of them. Honestly, it's just crazy, there's actual opportunities to talk about, I don't know, issues, actual issues, and people instead are choosing the easy way out and choosing to just critique the fact that she's not white as a race anymore. If you're just gonna be mad at that, then don't even be mad. There's no point. Anyways, I think that should be the end of it, because I feel like I've gone past to the point where I'm not saying anything anymore. So yeah, this doll specifically is the most beautiful doll ever of this year, probably. I love this doll. I don't know where I'm gonna put her, but for now I'm just gonna leave her here to be beautiful. So if you just love Snow White and you don't care about movies, just get this doll. It's gorgeous. Anyways, bye.